Lord of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Beyond sight. Beyond sight.
Like this.
One, go.
Let's go. It's Sight Beyond Sight. It is Thursday night, the biggest night of comic book and our timeline history night. It is DC. Zack Snyder. I can't say his name. Is kind of like a time.
Zack Snyder. Justice League.
Justice League.
Cut.
Uncut.
Cut.
Recut. Half a cut. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. Cut.
A 4-hour long.
Personally,
movie.
the same fucking movie with extended scenes. You fucking fools. I was saying this arguably with you guys from Twitter to Facebook long time ago, and y'all made me feel stupid when we argued about it because you were saying, oh, it's 4 extra hours. How could it be longer? It was longer built up scenes.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
But it's me, your boy. It's Andrew, the nigga that's about to be on. And it's your nigga, Nick, right here. Hit him with the Scott Steiner. You know, because that's how we moving. I'm out here right now.
Yeah. So let me just say this, right? I'm gonna say this off the bat. Was it a better movie than the original that came out? Yeah. But was it, oh my God, this is the fucking greatest shit? No.
It was. It had a few scenes that was like, oh.
I'm gonna give you this.
But,
I'm gonna give you 2 scenes out of this cut that I haven't got excited for since fucking. I think the last movie I was super excited for was Infinity War, not so much the Endgame, but Infinity War, where again, best comic book movie ever made. Don't give a fuck what you say, and yeah, 2 hours of nonstop action instead of like an hour and a half in cutscenes.
We didn't, have to deal with that bullshit.
But what I'm saying is, it's like, Zack Snyder, I guess, if this is really his cut, then he did 2 things DC never does: fanfare. What Marvel does consistently. That's why the fucking movies, that's why WandaVision, like, think about WandaVision, that we did all the episodes already.
Yes.
The second episode when they did the fucking
every video almost got 100 views.
Yeah. So the second episode where they did the fucking fanfare to what was it, Grim Reaper, with that little like 2-second, like millisecond kind of thing when they did the Bewitched theme intro, and there was none, that character wasn't there, but it was fanfare to us as uber like comic book fans. Mm-hmm. This is the first DC fucking universe movie that they played any kind of fanfare besides, I would say, Batman v Superman, when you saw the Joker dead. I mean, the Robin dead thing. Okay. That was the only other fanfare.
But that was Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, that was a shitty movie. And so I'll say with this movie, the 2 things. Do you want to get into it later? Or you want to get into it now? The good shit.
Let's get to the good shit now, and then we'll talk about the bad shit.
So what I was saying, the 2 fanfare things where I lost my mind twice watching this. The fucking what's the fucking villain's name? I keep forgetting. I really have a brain tumor, I swear to God.
What was,
when he was talking to Darkseid and he said the
it was Darkseid, and he was talking
anti-life equation.
They had the
so once he said
guy, and they brought that up. Yeah,
anti-life equation. That was equivalent when you had Thanos in the Marvel movie saying, "I'll do it myself." Like, I'm getting these fucking
that Infinity is the equivalent of it, because that is Darkseid's equivalent to the Infinity Gauntlet. His whole thing was anti-life equation. If you know the comic books, if you know
cartoons,
just the cartoon alone,
everything.
If you understand the end of the Ultimate Justice League cartoon is him fighting for that, and he gets it. And we get one of the best action scenes in that cartoon where Superman lets all out.
Yeah, which
And
okay, and
fights, you know?
we'll get into that later because
But yeah,
we're gonna get
I'm
into
just,
the pros.
I'm just going.
The cons are gonna be later.
I'm just throwing it
And
out.
just to let everyone know, this is a big ass spoiler because I did not look at any reviews before this. I went in cold because I wanted to go in cold.
We talking hella shit, and I'm gonna be spamming on people, so you're gonna catch everything.
This is the fucking moment. Like we paused it, rewound it, and watched it again. Fucking Martian Manhunter.
Amazing scene. Great scene. Great.
Fuck.
A great surprise scene. A great surprise
Holy
scene.
fuck.
Brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah.
Throughout my night of stress and my week of stress, that was the greatest thing that ever happened. That was Stone Cold hitting Vince McMahon in the nuts and hitting him with a stunner. That's what it felt like to me for wrestling fans. Sports fans, that is Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds breaking Roger Maris's record. That is it's a oh my god, it actually happened moment.
Because to me that was so unexpected. And again, like he wasn't paying attention at first. And then I said, yo, you missed something. And I didn't watch the whole scene before I said you missed something because something was strange. And when you watch this fucking 4-hour movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. With the first fucking Martian Manhunter. But when they showed
they
him,
don't tease him, so it was a great surprise to have it.
And then it links, and this is again where I say, holy shit, they actually did fanfare. They linked back to Man of Steel with that scene. So you're just
a lot of you smart fans out there, you're right.
Some of the theories are right.
So
some of the theories are right. So my point was, like that was the first time I ever got excited from a DC movie, and still to this day I think Man of Steel was number one, and this almost did it. But when we talk about the cons about this fucking movie, you'll understand why. So basically those are the two best things to me. I don't know if that was the same thing for you.
I'll say for me, yes, one anti-life equation was a sentence I wasn't expecting. So that's one. Yes, John Jones and you saying go back, and we went back because I was distracted at that time. And
we flipped out. We actually flipped out.
I like I said,
we stood up like, what the fuck?
I cried a little because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
That is definitely my, not saying an order rise, but that's a 2.
Good job, Zach, for that.
If I had to put it in an order, that is a 1, because I could see
that's over the anti-life
I could see
equation,
anti-life equation getting thrown in there over that. But my 3 would be a mixture of Steppenwolf / Dark Side, where it's, and we're gonna get into the Dark Side.
We're gonna bring it back.
But I'm going to say, for me as a fan and as a person who loved the cartoon and loved like the character of Darkseid, I wanted.
That's a con. We're gonna talk about the cons later.
Yeah.
And this is why Darkseid in the movie, because you already see him in the trailer, wasn't number 1 or 2.
But I wanted that feeling of when every time you run into Darkseid, and I'm gonna say this for the kids that grew up in our age group. I'm 34, so I'll say our age group.
Old ass motherfucker.
Yeah. Where we watched Justice League, we watched Superman.
Yeah.
We ate chicken nuggets watching this shit. You know what I mean? Or you probably ate a cheeseburger. I'm not a cheeseburger person, but you watched and we went through this shit. But Darkseid was that guy.
Yeah.
Superman was that nigga. Like Superman's somewhere here, as I'm drunk speaking about it. He's somewhere around here.
This one.
But
right
that
there.
fight scene, like between those two, were always, it mattered.
Yeah.
I get the cocksucker Joker people. I get the cocksucker Batman people. But
we're gonna talk about that later.
Darkseid, yes, we're gonna talk about that later.
It comes to
Darkseid and Superman. That for me, as personally me, as you see my half and half fandom of my shit, that mattered to me. So to see him in the movie, it was cool. It was great.
Yes. Bringing him to life, basically.
That was it.
Yeah, it's the same thing as, like I said,
That was it.
Thanos. Because
I won't
Thanos.
say anything else because I'm gonna shit on him after this.
Yeah,
But that was it.
we're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
But for you, whoever's listening to this that either watched the movie or didn't, it's really the original movie with that. But this one made more sense. They took out certain stupid things,
But they added.
and then they added on
Yeah.
top of other scenes. Like, they made they made sense of it. Like, you don't see in this movie the weird upper lip, weird CGI of Superman. So certain things is just like, all right, you did the movie better. But again, since it's a 4-hour movie that was condensed to the original was like an hour and a half, 2-hour movie.
No, hell no. The original movie is like 2 hours.
All right. So basically you're adding 2 hours to this movie. So they expanded the scenes that were already there, but they made more sense out of it. And they did it timeline wise better, because I feel like when you watch this one and then you watch the original, you see like Batman was fighting a parademon. Like, that was like one of the first scenes. And then he goes to find Aquaman, and then he goes here and there. And then he I think in the original, he fought the parademon and said, I got to find Aquaman clean shaven.
Wait, who?
But he
Batman?
took, because the original, like, basically the concept was he went to go find Aquaman first, and he was clean shaven, but he said in the movie, I'm taking a jet. So it was one day to get to him, and then he got a full beard, and then right after that scene, he shaved again. So it's very.
No, you're right.
The original, I'm saying, and not this one. I'm saying this one expanded it timeline wise, made it work. It expanded the shit where why Aquaman got his suit and his trident. He didn't just show up with it one day.
It explained that part, yeah. But that was the big part of a lot of these. Like, all right, I'm not gonna say a lot of these movies. This whole 4-hour epic that we watch, because it's Zack Snyder movie, it gave us closure to certain things.
It's not even just closure.
Certain things.
It's not closure. It's more like expanding. It's just an expansion.
All right, expansion is a better word.
It's more of an explaining.
I'm just going with the easier words that I could.
Like, if you watch the original, you're like, how the fuck did Aquaman get a trident and show up in the suit when he just met the bitch for 2 seconds? But this one explains it.
All right, here's my question, because I'm ready to go in. I don't give a fuck how long this shit is. Aquaman, the movie. Wasn't Aquaman the movie present tense?
You meaning after Justice League or after Batman v Superman?
It was before. After Batman v Superman.
I'm trying to think of the time, and this is where the cons come in with this DC universe of movies. Timeline, it sucks, because I'm sorry for Wonder Woman fans. The first movie was good. 84, she could fly and turn shit invisible, and then in this movie, she can't fucking fly or turn shit invisible, especially herself.
She would fly and find parademons. Come on.
And if you could turn things invisible, a whole jet, you can't turn yourself invisible and become the most strongest fucking character. We'll get into this shit later. We're gonna talk about
ovaries, because I'm a girl.
I don't know where the time. I'm thinking it's after, like, in the Aquaman movie, they go back in his past. That's why he knows the the actor's name, the famous actor?
Willem Dafoe.
My God. So that's why when he goes in here, he knows him, because they go into his past, like, oh, I trained you when you were younger. So I think it was after Batman v Superman, but before Justice League. That's where Aquaman takes place.
It's in that middle.
Yeah. Actually, no, because he gets no. It's after. It has to be after Justice League, because he gets the actual trident. Because this one isn't a trident; it's like 6 fucking.
No, because he says to him in the
and he's the king of Atlantis.
He talks about his brother. He's saying like, oh, like, you know, such and such, like your brother, and he's like, I don't want to fight for the crown and da da da. Don't pay no mind to me on camera, you fucking assholes.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
But yeah, like, they talk about that, and they talk about Ocean Master.
Yeah, but I don't think it happened though.
Aquaman movie,
because the Aquaman movie, he actually gets his orange costume. He actually gets a trident. He actually gets, like, he becomes the king of Atlantis. So it has to take place after Justice League.
If it takes place after that,
yeah, It makes a little bit more
But
sense.
but you know what? I'll bow out because that ass like I probably watched Aquaman maybe twice. I don't remember exactly how he did everything in Aquaman.
Yeah, because he fell in love with that bitch too.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
But
Well, Johnny Depp didn't.
Johnny Depp got his ass whipped besides me because that would never.
Nah, I'll let her. I'll be like, yo, go ahead. Hit me.
You hot enough? Fuck it. I don't, you wear a size 16. You gotta be humble.
But no. It's so Aquaman took place after Justice League because technically this is new to us because it's a 4-hour fucking movie.
Yeah.
But it, whatever. But anywho, we're talking about fucking Justice League now. So we're gonna get into the cons in a minute, but for everyone to
we could
watch it,
keep talking about the pros because there's a couple of pros in there that was good.
all right. Oh, wait. I'll talk about a pro, but it was one scene. And this is the thing I have to tell you. And I'm going to bring it back to Marvel with this.
All right.
Well, I'll bring it to Fox. Fuck Marvel. Marvel did it right. I hate when you're doing a super fast character like a Flash or a Quicksilver. I understand the fact that, right, you're super fast. So you could probably see things in slow motion.
Yeah.
You could see things in slow motion because you're
That's
that
not a
fast.
pro,
Your
that's a
reaction
con,
is
that's what I
fast.
have to say, all right.
But when you're showing your power, right? So I'll say, like, for Flash in this movie, when his power activates, electricity just shoots everywhere and blows shit up around him, but that doesn't matter, I guess. But the fact of the matter is, the slow motion, it's like, stop. Like, I get it for certain things, stop. And then when I honestly thought, like, this is gonna be him the whole movie.
Yeah.
One scene where it was like, this is what I'm fucking looking for, and it lasted about half a minute, like 30 seconds.
For the Flash.
But it was when he actually started using his power. And again, this is why I love Man of Steel. When Superman was going fast, it was fast. So like, pew, 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 pew. And it was just like, you don't have to see every punch. You don't have to, like, oh, he's looking. I hate that. Stop. We understand he's super fast, so he could see things like that. Stop it. And they did it for one scene, which was fucking like, I was like, yes, they're doing it. They're doing it. Oh, they bring it back. It was just like, fuck. And it was the scene before the last scene when the first fight Steppenwolf in that fucking sewage place.
Okay.
And it was just like, yo, you fucking did it. And this is an expansion on the original movie where all the fight scenes are expanded. A lot of things changed graphically and shit, but that was dope. I was just like, you did a great thing in those 30 seconds with Flash. That's what I want to see. I want to see Flash moving fast and whipping ass. Like when he threw parody, like when he punched somebody, it was with the fucking force that you would punch somebody with when you're going the sound of fucking speed or light, or like when you're punching somebody like that, they should go flying instead of fucking when Batman does it, which no powers, and then they go flying anyway. Go back to you.
Basically, we're gonna go because I'm gonna try to steer the ship. You know, I'm you know, that whole fucking shit. We said our piece on the shit that we liked.
Well, no, because we'll get into it a little bit more.
Unless you have more shit that you like.
Well, I'm gonna bring like bits and pieces,
but it's like little really like I'm gonna
say Wonder Woman. The Wonder Woman fight scene in the beginning.
Wonder Woman fight scene in the beginning was good. I like that they showed her speed. I hated that they showed that she might be able to fly. That's one. Two,
and how long she took to get back down.
It took a man long to come down. But we're gonna get into that a little bit more detail in a second.
This is where it's gonna get to the cons, because consistency to me is a problem with DC.
Yeah, and it's a lot more cons than pros, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
How can I say? The Flash, like you said, when he was moving quick throughout that fight scene, great, because that's what he should do.
Yes.
Perfect. Aquaman, I honestly, his fight scene, honestly, fuck Aquaman.
In this movie, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck Aquaman.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really do much for him, and
They
then when
didn't.
they did for him, I'ma just be blunt about it, and it's just me being where I'm at right now, where I don't give a fuck. Yeah, he's at a level where it was. I'm gonna take my shirt off every chance I get.
All right.
I'm gonna be sex appeal, but I didn't really do much. His fight scene is the same fight scene
Yeah.
with Steppenwolf in the ocean.
Well, when they expanded
That-
it, it was more
it-
expanded, but it was still at the same
It's the
level.
same level. Yeah, is that
It's
same?
the same level. There was nothing.
So the whole I'm a dodge.
Yeah.
I'm a watch it, and it's honestly Aquaman has so many more abilities and so much more potential. They didn't show it.
Watch the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. You'll find out.
I'm trying to think what else was a good positive.
Well,
A good positive was personally for me was the fact that they actually told a little bit more of a story.
yeah.
But besides that, I want to rate the movie.
Yeah.
Like I want to break it down and be like, yo,
right.
I really want to get into the gist of everything.
All right. So we're gonna
Yeah.
about to talk about the cons because that's the pros really are 4 things. It's fucking the anti-life equation. It's Martian Manhunter, which was the best. It was the one scene with Flash and the first scene with Wonder Woman.
When she was blocking all the
Sort-
bullets.
But sort of, because if you think about it, and I'm going to bring this right into what we're going to talk about, the cons. So we'll talk about that, right? One of the cons of even that
we are a
scene,
con podcast.
the villains, the quote unquote villains, bank robbers, bombers, his whole thing was, we're going to bring the world to the dark ages by blowing up a block in Europe. A block in Europe that we're going to cause the dark ages. What? The whole city of Metropolis was fucking
All right.
down because of Man of Steel.
Can
This
we
nigga said, I'm gonna blow up one block and bring the world to the dark ages.
Let's play a little game here. It's gonna be a mixture of us breaking down shit and then a little bit of this game that I'm gonna say. Josh Whedon, Zack Snyder, or Zack Snyder.
Excelsior.
What made more sense? Did it make more sense for Zack Sweden to break down
Zack Sweden? You just mixed the two together? You said Zack Sweden.
Zack Snyder, whatever.
Josh Snyder and Zack Sweden.
All right. Zack Snyder's version of that part of the movie compared to Josh Sweden. If you really look at it, Josh Sweden's breakdown of it made more sense because of the fact that it didn't go into detail. He felt like, and this is one of the biggest flaws of this movie.
You talking about the Wonder Woman scene?
Yeah. His biggest flaw of this movie is that, listen, you fucking fans that were goggling on the 4 hours nuts, it is an extended scene. Yes, I enjoyed the extended fight scenes, but I did not enjoy the extended, I'm going to look and stare and not care about something that's happening and then have,
oh, wait, yeah, wait. We got to bring
and
that
we're
up.
going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But that is something about him for me that it didn't matter. You could have cut that fight scene with Wonder Woman in half. It would have been cool to see her come in, do a lot more action fighting, and have the blocking of the bullets, but to have her throw the bomb up in the air and dramatically, like, oh my god,
Yeah,
I'm
like
watch
stay
it
there and watch
blow
it and
up.
not
Yeah,
know
like,
if she could.
that was when it became stupid. You throw it up in the air. One, she's fucking Wonder Woman. She has the super strength. She could just throw it up and just chill there.
And that's another thing.
But
we're talking
apparently,
about.
she needs to follow it as it went up in the air and do all of this shit and get blown up.
Like she's
That's
following her
fault.
shot playing basketball. Like you're not trying to go.
And
But
it's stupid.
We're gonna.
It was stupid.
We'll still break down the scene, and this is what leads into the movie because when he was singing, this is the thing. You really, he could have broke down this movie into 3 hours. He could have took an hour out of this movie because
Everybody had a soundtrack.
everyone had a soundtrack, and it was just like, why when Wonder Woman comes into us every scene, it's not like, huh, it's like, oh, when she's ready to fight, it's ho ha ho ho, like this weird the shit, but they played that for every Amazon fight scene. It was like
Amazon,
ha hee ha.
They played it for
hoo. They do
wow,
a
'cause
slow
I'm a
motion
little
thing.
fucked up right
This is the problem.
for Flash. They played it for Wonder Woman. They played it for. I think they played it for Cyborg.
They played it for
played it-
Superman for
they
a half
played
a
it for-
second.
Aquaman had 2 versions of it.
Yeah,
Superman had his version where.
the dun dun, and then it was
Wait,
just like,
wait. But let's get into it real quick because I want to hear your full opinion because I brought it up when we were watching it and I pre-watched it before this happened, so I was able to catch it. So, how do you feel about a movie that gets super edited after 4 years? Because 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. So it's been 4 years. How do you feel about watching a movie that was perfectly edited, have a newspaper pop off saying,
Manhattan.
"Hey, Manhattan," when you're supposed to be in fucking Metropolis?
I feel like, oh, the editor was just like, oops. Like,
Yes.
I supposed to edit those couple little letters. But yeah, you forgot where you were for a second. You can't throw a newspaper on the ground and say Manhattan and say
No,
say
that was
Metropolis.
their
I kinda
build
wanna
up to the
rewatch it.
Superman song. That was
Yeah.
the Superman song. When you watch this movie
No, they
and you
played
get
it.
into the 10-minute, 15-minute point of the movie,
Oh yeah.
it goes to the girl that lost her career deciding to be Lois Lane in these movies. And she plays like she's getting her coffee. She goes and she gives it to a cop, 1 cup, because apparently she needs a cup for Clark Kent, aka Superman. There, she doesn't even need coffee, apparently. Bullshit. So as
That bitch
she's
had bags.
yeah. as she's walking to the cop, you see the Daily Planet, and it's like cool. And as us as
Something-
fans, you supposed to, yay, Daily Planet, yay. Like, listen, I'm talking hella shit, but this is facts. You're supposed to pop for the Daily Planet.
Yeah, Metropolis.
Truck go by
Just like when
Then
you
you
see
see-
Arkham Asylum, what they try to do in
Yeah.
the movie, where
because
it's
they
just like,
literally you.
this is where
like,
Lex
when
Luthor's
I
supposed to
say these
be.
things, the thing is that you could tell when like a director or the camera guy, whoever.
Yeah, because
is in
they focus
control,
on it.
It's saying focus on this
Yeah.
aspect.
So when you have a newspaper that says Daily Planet,
They throw it there, and they literally had the
Manhattan.
camera guy focus on the paper falling in the rain, and it says Manhattan.
I feel like
Getting
I want to watch it
overtook.
again because I just want to. I feel like because I only watched it once, so I was like, I want to watch it again just in case it doesn't say Metropolis.
Listen, I'm dyslexic. I'm dyslexic as fuck.
Yeah, I am too. So I don't be like, oh, it does say Metropolis. Never
But
mind.
I will put my whole love life, everything I love, my dick getting sucked tonight. And yeah,
Whoa.
I'm speaking hella shit right now.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I
That
know
it said Manhattan.
that it
Alright.
said Manhattan. I know it said man because I watched that shit on my phone in my car and everything, and
This
I was
where I
like
wish-
in my head like this is bullshit.
This is where I
And
wish I had an
Zack Snyder,
editor.
you
'cause I'd be
better
like,
go
You
do-
got to cut that part out.
Yeah, and it's like, listen, you made a movie about kicking people in the chest, and we're about to get into that
Well,
right now.
Well, no. Well, I'm gonna
And-
say this, right? I'm not a Zack Snyder hater.
Mm.
I don't.
I don't hate him. I just
I-
don't think he made movies that matter to me.
I think 300 was great. I think Man of Steel was great. I thought Watchmen was fantastic.
He did Man of Steel.
He did Man of Steel.
All right, I don't like.
He
well,
started the
Watchmen, like I
DC
told
universe.
you, we're gonna rewatch Watchmen, and we're gonna do
Yeah,
a
But this is why I'm saying,
cinematic
I
comic book
don't-
breakdown. But he's more the comic book, and I'm gonna be the cinematic.
I'm gonna say he gets the same treatment as M. Night Shyamalan,
Mhm.
where Not saying that he does the same thing as M. Night Shyamalan. I'm saying when you watch a Zack Snyder movie, you know it's Zack Snyder because of visuals. So the thing is, people love or hate his movies. And it's the same thing with M. Night Shyamalan. You could be like, oh, this movie, so he doesn't have it. I got to say, M. Night Shyamalan has a more movies than not that are bad than good. And it's the same thing with Zack Snyder.
Secondly,
So it's just kind of like Zack Snyder. Again, I'm a fan in a way. Visually, I love it. But it was just like Man of Steel, fucking fantastic. Batman v Superman, fucking sucks.
one.
Justice League,
All right,
and again,
I'll let you speak.
and we're gonna talk about Joss Whedon a little later because it made me laugh.
We had some funny theories. Yes. Yeah.
That it was just like, all right, when Justice League came out, sucked. Everyone blamed Joss Whedon, which I kind of get now, but again, talk about it later. But it was just like, no, if they put some extra scenes in here, but when you're watching a 4 fucking hour movie, the problem I have is this. I feel like they didn't edit. Like they were just like, this is what he filmed, and we're just gonna put everything out there instead of like, we don't need this. So we'll get into backtrack to what you're saying with the music. Every motherfucker has a goddamn thing. Like when Batman first goes to
Let's explain it better.
wait.
Let's explain it better.
When the Amazons, when they're doing the backstory, Amazon's fighting, instead of Steppenwolf, it's Darkseid, and we'll get into that. That's a very con that I'm gonna get into.
That's a big
that's
part.
a big con.
Listen, we're about to be like 2 hours
but
in.
they
almost,
do
probably.
the ho hee ha, like churchy kind of old schooly kind of thing, like 300 theme, because it's Greek-ish. They're going back in time, but they played that same theme when every time fucking Wonder Woman comes on the scene, she's doing some action. When they had fucking Aquaman and Batman goes to see Aquaman for the first time, they had literally like Norwegian people singing while he's going in the water. They're praising him like, hallelujah.
The Aquaman scene.
And it was just like, all right, he has a theme. And then it goes to fucking what's her name? Lois Lane. She has a theme.
But we got,
and then it was just like the soundtrack, we don't need that. And like every scene doesn't need a fucking score. And that's the problem with this movie. But it's not even just the score, it's the slow pace of everything. Like they do the I'm looking this way, and because I'm looking up at the Daily Planet, or I'm looking this.
But we gotta explain it in the right way.
That is the right way.
But no, I'm not saying.
I'm just fucking with because he's fucking drunk as shit. So I just want to argue.
The right way is, and I'm gonna be honest about it, as my drunk ass trying to be professional at the same time. I watched the movie Pretense, so I came here.
Only an hour of it.
Yeah, only an hour. Yes, and I came here and we talked about it, and I was telling him. So it was kind of cool that I did watch a Pretense because I was able to pull on the strings a little bit.
Yeah,
and I completely agree with him on the music part, because watching it originally by myself, I was just like, every person had a soundtrack.
Yeah, and it's the truth.
Why do you need a soundtrack?
And for every scene,
I want a soundtrack for everything that I fucking do.
Yeah, but not like that. Like, I'm gonna equate this because this, I know people are gonna be like, this is the best DC movie ever.
No, it is. For you guys, trust me, it is. Aquaman was a fucking joke at the end. Shazam was actually pretty decent until the end. Every fucking movie that you did until it became a part that became serious was fucking a joke.
Yeah.
A fucking joke. Yo, Wonder Woman? Fuck 84, whatever the fuck it is.
That movie was trash.
The original Wonder Woman?
Good.
Was good until the end.
But
it was a fucking joke at the end.
Not even just
and
that.
I have an Irish accent.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know why he fucking just came up with an Irish accent. But think about it.
People take me more serious.
Yours, St. Patrick's Day just passed, I guess. But no, if you think about it, it's kind of like, yo, you think about every movie you've seen. There isn't a score and a slow-paced scenery happening where you're looking up here or looking down there or focusing on it. It's kind of like, all right, this is where you could have really made this a 3-hour movie instead of 4, because there's a lot of scenes, like there's a lot of scenes that you should have put in the original movie. I'll say that straight up, because the original movie didn't make no goddamn sense. Now this one, I was just like, oh, that's why this happened. That's why I'm saying this movie is great for that. But those same scenes that you're like, this is why this happened, speed it the fuck up. I don't need to see this bitch looking at her thing going into the Amazon fucking waters slow motion, and for a minute looking down and then looking up like, what am I gonna do, until the parademons come up. Fuck that. Make the shit go down. You could do a little like, oh, this sucks kind of thing, and then speed it up again. Like, come on, I want to fucking watch. I want to get excited. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking fall asleep to a fucking, and I'm not just talking about that scene. I'm saying a lot of scenes are like that. I don't need a lot of scenes where everything is just slow paced. I don't need that. So that's one of the biggest cons. But I'm gonna get into it because Darkseid, you see Darkseid in the beginning of the movie, and this is where, as a fan of comic books and even the cartoon movies,
we're gonna jump
everything
straight to Darkseid. We're not gonna break down.
but he was in the beginning of the movie.
He was in the he was in the first. All right, let me break it down, because this is my time stampiness of it. He was, yes, technically
He was in the beginning.
If you watch the first hour of the movie, by the top of the hour, you get Darkseid. So yes, he's in the first hour of the movie.
It's within the first half hour.
No, not even a half hour.
Oh, yeah.
He's a whole hour later.
No way.
It's a whole hour.
That was a quick ass hour.
Trust me, I and that's why I said it to you. I felt like the movie went faster when I rewatched it with you being here, watching it again, refresh, because
it was a half hour.
No, it was a whole hour. He's an hour times. He's 45 minutes, and after that, I'm quick flash, and I gotta talk like this, and everything in my life is gotta be quick, and I'm fucking retarded. But apparently, I walk past a girl who's beautiful and dark skinned, and I want to be in love with her. But apparently, I gotta be like this, and I gotta act like this, and then I save her life. But everything is quick, and I gotta keep moving.
Let's talk about
and I'm a shitty ass fucking Flash, and you shouldn't be called Barry Allen. You should be called fucking stupid.
Let's talk about the Darkseid. Then we get right into the fucking the Flash scene. So this is the disappointment with Darkseid. Now, thinking comic book wise, thinking fan wise, thinking that if we were in a regular world where we could go back to the movie theater wise,
movie that I would laugh at y'all.
If that was supposed to be DC's big pop,
I would laugh at y'all.
That was disappointing. And this is the reason why. It's character. Now, watch that scene, right? Because it's an extension of the original scene where they're showing how the Amazons and the humans and the Kryptonians, and apparently they had Mongolians there that didn't explain.
Well, there was Mongolians, but the Mongolians were supposed to be humans.
And
they were
one
the human
fucking lantern that sucked really bad. And it was just like, all right, instead of Steppenwolf, it was Darkseid. Then it was just like, all right, anybody knows Darkseid is not, he's a fucking tyrant. He's a emperor. He's a conqueror. This motherfucker, this is what you should have done, DC, or Zack Snyder, or whoever. I hope someone listens to me. This motherfucker, when you think about Darkseid, and again, it's on the level of Thanos, because Thanos is a copy of Darkseid.
Yeah.
This motherfucker should have been, his first scene should have been him with his hands behind his back, like he always is, because he has nothing to worry about. He shouldn't be jumping into action like, yeah, I got my little fucking battle axe or whatever the fuck he had, and I'm jumping into battle and I'm getting fucked up by stupid shit. He should have been on when they were lowering him down from the spaceship, They should have lowered the spaceship all the way to the ground. He'll walk out slowly with his hands behind his back. Let the Amazons or whoever charge, and he should have done Omega beams and fuck her whole shit up. Because that's how powerful he is.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like the only one that should have touched him maybe is a Greek god or the Green Lantern. And they should have had a good little 10-second, 15-second fight scene, but they didn't. You know what happened? They just replaced Darkseid with Steppenwolf. Darkseid got his ass whooped. Parademons took him into the ship like, I'm saving you, master, and bring him to the ship. And he was just like, oh, and he passed out. Like, that's not, Darkseid doesn't pass out. Like, you got to kill this motherfucker. Like, think about it. Like, in the 11-year fucking buildup of Thanos, did he pass out when fucking Thor took he took an axe to the chest of Thor? Thor's axe hammer to the chest, and this motherfucker didn't pass out. He said he grabbed him by the back of the neck and he said, you should aim to the head. And then he fucked him up. Like,
the fact that you put him on the
like,
all right.
That's the Darkseid level Darkseid should have been.
No, and I 100% agree. I get where you're coming from.
Like,
But to be on the level of Thanos and
like,
listen, comic book nerds and people who know better are like, oh, Darkseid is stronger than Thanos unless he has the gauntlet. I get you.
do it.
I get you.
Comic book wise, okay.
Yes, I get you.
Movie wise,
But movie wise,
dick, nigga.
Thanos walked out to him, slapped him, teabagged him, then picked him up, slapped him again, and it came back and was like dude,
let's
whatever.
break it down. And this is why Marvel movies are better. When you saw Thanos fight, he fought the Hulk. Thor Ragnarok Hulk.
But let me say something. Let me I feel like I gotta be like the mad rapper. Let me real quick, son. Let me I don't, you know what I mean? But you know, like, listen, Thanos' dead ass came off, and I think it was the Avengers Age of Ultron. Fine, I'll do it myself was the end credit. After that was Guardians of the Galaxy, where he's sitting on his throne.
Yeah, talking to fucking Ronan.
And then we get, I know, son. But it was him, and this is at the end of the day prevalent and matters. Fuck those 5 to 15 second a minute scene. You went into Infinity War, and Infinity War was ship getting attacked, and it was 3 of the strongest characters in the MCU looking like nothing.
2 Thanos.
Yes.
2
and
Thanos. You had 2 gods and a fucking Hulk.
What was this?
And I'll say Loki's line and a Hulk.
what's the socialist name that was with Thanos?
Fucking Black Ebony Maw.
What I said, he was just like, no, let him fight the Hulk. When a Hulk,
this motherfucker took off his helmet and fought the Hulk. Fist fought the Hulk. Like, all right, straight up, hop.
If we compare and contrast, honestly, your 4-hour build to our
Darkseid
2.5-hour build, maybe, because I can't remember how
10-year
long.
build.
well, 10-year build technically, but a 2.5-hour build of a movie of Infinity War. I'm going to slap you on my dick consistently, because
Darkseid, if Darkseid's supposed to be your big bad, and you're quote unquote, the reason why they're doing it, because from what I understand, Zack Snyder wanted to make Man of Steel 2 instead of Batman v Superman. The fucking WB said, no, we got to catch up to Marvel because they're on fucking I think we're up to Age of Ultron at the time, so catch up. So throw as many characters as you can in there, and he had to do what he had to do, which is the Sam Raimi shit with the Venom, because he didn't like Venom. But we'll talk about that later. But it's
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna go off. I'm trying to talk about
when
everything tonight.
Darkseid is your big bad and he gets fucked up by bow and arrows and basic people, and then he has to get dragged off by his not even his second tier people, his underlings, parademons, drag him back to the shop, and he passes out from less of a wound than Thanos. Thanos took an axe to the fucking middle of the chest. Then he did the snap. Then he went back. He fucked up his arm, and then he still lived and like, all right, this is better.
He
fucked
Thor
up the whole
and
universe.
literally said,
he grabbed Thor in the back of the head. He said, you should have aimed for the head. Like, how G is that? And then you have a guy that goes, oh, I got hurt in my fucking shoulder.
Listen, I want you to understand that.
The snap, motherfucker.
That's all that was.
So that's my problem. You can't do a fucking, and that was in the early parts of the movie, even though I thought it was more in the beginning. Even if it's an hour in and that's supposed to be your
no, that was the early part of the movie. But the thing is that
my problem
they had nobody to work around.
And you have a pop, and you had a couple pops there. You had fucking Zeus, you had Ares, you had a Green Lantern that looked like a monkey. I don't know why. You could have made the Green Lantern fight Darkseid again for 15 seconds, a good little 15-second. They get hits off each other, and then Darkseid fucks them up. But the fact of the matter is, you built up this character that got fucked up by basic people. Now, Superman is this character that you're trying to build up throughout the whole movie as like, hey, we need him because no one fucks with us with him around, even though we don't really show him in the movie hardly at all. And then there's this kind of like, so what kind of challenge does Darkseid provide to Superman when Superman could beat him in a second? He could beat him in a second. Oh, give me a fucking, if Aquaman stabbed him with his trident, he'd be like, oh my God, I'm gonna pass out. like that's stupid bullshit. And this one, that's the biggest, to me, that was the biggest like womp womp. Like, come on. You had this whole time you're building up Darkseid, you're showing him in all the trailers as his, oh my God, see, we got Darkseid. See, Darkseid was supposed to be in it. I honestly, if I saw Zack Snyder's cut in the movie theater, besides the John Jones scene, I wouldn't be excited about Darkseid. I was like, yeah, he got fucked up by basic people. Who cares? He's gonna get fucked up by other people. Doesn't matter. If fucking Batman had a battle axe, he'll get fucked up.
Yeah. No, but the whole shit is like, all right, how can I explain it? The introduction of these two characters, and
which two
of my prominent loving characters. I might be more of a Darkseid person because I know more about Darkseid than Thanos at the point in time. And when I read about the Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, when I read the comics,
yeah,
I understood Thanos. But if you really look at it, yes, it is true. Darkseid is supposed to be the stronger.
Well, Darkseid came first. Thanos came second. Thanos,
yeah, technically in the
timeline
whole,
in the real world, like this world,
writing,
and comic book wise, Thanos is a carbon copy of Darkseid.
I'm going to go off of what I'm coming from, where I'm going to let you know, and it's what it is. Like you've seen, I put a post, and you'll see the post. It's my bald ass, aka breaking down, taking pictures for Justice League. He's the one who does the comic book shit. He did, what is it, Black Science
last week.
He's the more comic book person besides me. So I'm going to go off of what I'm saying right now. So if you like it, hate it, 15 minutes fast forward, fast forward,
an hour fast forward,
whatever fuck you want to do. These middle fingers ain't gonna stop going up. I could talk hella shit because that's what I do. I am your Stone Cold. Basically, what I'm trying to get at is Darkseid was always supposed to be the superior.
Mhm.
So when I watched that scene and I seen one Darkseid comes throughout bullshit boom tube. I don't care for that boom tube at all.
He didn't come to the boom tube. He had the spaceships.
Well, the spaceships came through the boom tube.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking about the boom tube because they did it right at the end of the movie. In the whole movie, they did it shitty. Like, I
So,
hate that beam me up
the
Scotty
beam-
shit.
Yeah. So he comes through and then he does and I text him literally on Sunday of the week before about this. So depending on when you watch this, you'll understand. If you don't understand and can't do the math,
Go fuck yourself.
yeah.
It doesn't matter because we're gonna put this out like 3 weeks from now. Imagine.
So he does a jump down.
Yeah.
If you watch the original, that is the Steppenwolf scene. Because I want to point these things out.
Yeah.
So
I just said that. I said that they just made Steppenwolf Darkseid.
okay, I'm a little drunk. And I'm
Yeah.
here texting.
So that I think that's the problem. I said that they should have landed the ship
Yeah.
and he should have came out with his hands behind his back and he shouldn't have never lifted a hand and maybe until the Green Lantern. Because you have to build up Green Lantern. That's one of your main characters in Justice League. But you fucked
You
it
had
up.
to build a Green Lantern, but you made him look like
A piece of shit.
a C-level character.
Yeah.
Not even B.
Yeah.
A C-level character
Yep.
that would have been like, I'm looking up to you, Superman, and I'm gonna follow you. Like if you grew up in our era and you watch Superman, you watch Batman, you watch Justice League, you watch Justice League Unlimited, you know those mid-tier, middle of the season characters.
Yeah.
That's what that Green Lantern was. And he went, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, for you people, if you got to this point, thank you. I appreciate you.
I know, right? Listen to a
Um,
rambling.
yeah. Like he flies up, same way like in the original movie. Bing! He does the little Green Lantern beam to his back, to Darkseid's back, and Darkseid just looks at him like a fucking joke.
Yep.
And he gets bring down by parademons, cuts off his arm. This is the one part that pissed me off. I don't feel like if Darkseid, especially because the way Steppenwolf expressed it, where there was no Kryptonians, no lanterns,
Yeah.
da da da. Darkseid would look at the ring the way he looked at it in that scene, and would just be like,
quickly grab it and like destroy
"Oh, I'm
it.
gonna grab it." He would have, yes, definitely been like, "Boom," and not let it go to Jordan Howe or Hal Jordan.
Hal
fuck you say?
Jordan or Kyle Rayner or fucking John
Stewart,
Stewart,
which is
whatever's
we
gonna
should've
come up
gotten
maybe
John-
in the movies eventually.
Yeah, he would have never let it go to the
They
land.
might do John Stewart so they could be like, see, we have 3 black people on team. Marvel doesn't have 3 black people on their
Fuck
team.
all that 3 black people shit. One, you don't need 3 black people. They ain't fucking all superheroes. Hal
Wow,
Jordan.
that's racist.
Hal Jordan would be fucking one of them is gonna steal a car.
These are all jokes, people. These are all fucking jokes.
Hal Jordan will be a lot cooler because
I kind of wish Ruben was sitting here so he'd be like, yo, they're jokes. They're jokes. So we could be like, this is our black friend.
listen, I love y'all. I love you in the ass. I don't know what you want
What
me
the
to say.
fuck is wrong with you? Yo, he's super drunk. All right. So
I'm drunk, but I'm just trying to say it straight up. Nah, on some real shit because I'm just out here rambling.
like that was so random. I'm gonna fuck that up. Dark Side suck. Next. We're gonna go talk about the fucking the Flash
No,
scene.
because I don't want to. No.
No, we're gonna talk about the Flash scene because you're talking about.
Nah,
You're
let
talking
me
about
let me be real. Let me be real. Listen, I know what I just said. I sounded crazy, but doesn't got me laughing.
I'm so happy that we're not famous because I wouldn't put this out. I was like, no, this is not this is not good.
No, disrespect, black people. Love y'all.
It's all jokes, motherfucker.
But basically, that whole bill for that it wouldn't work. Like Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, and let's say Cyborg. And I'm gonna be honest about it, and I would be honest about it. Talking about anything else, we know what we live in. We know the times we live in. They're not giving us 3 black superheroes in one movie.
They might.
They would never do that.
They might, because I think that they fucked up with the Hal Jordan character with Ryan Reynolds, and they noticed that. And I think because I think they're gonna redo everything because I heard rumors about a black Superman instead of this Superman. So it's kind of like, all right, and I'll get into that probably at the end, but fucking, I don't see them not doing it because Jon Stewart was famous for the cartoon. Like in a comic book, he's not that famous. Hal Jordan is famous because he was the first actual Green Lantern, not the fucking Justice League All Stars like from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Where remember in the cartoon, the Unlimited cartoon, when they go back in time, because that weird kid like made this whole time travel shit, and it was like a Green Lantern.
The Justice Guild of America.
Yeah. So there was that Green Lantern that was the original, but he was more magic based. And this one, Hal Jordan is the first actual one with like the ring. So the whole concept is like, if you're talking to like an uber comic book fan, they'll be like, you need Hal Jordan because he's the first. But then it also becomes, if you're not an uber fan, but you grew up in the 90s, Kyle Rayner was the main thing. Like I remember going to fucking Six Flags, and Kyle Rayner had the famous mask, not just the Green Lantern mask, but it was different. And his character,
a different shadow play.
The reason why they put his character in the comic books is because Hal Jordan, like, and even in the movies, even in this one, the creativity wasn't there. So they had Kyle Rayner in the comic books of as one of the Earth fucking Green Lanterns. He was an artist in the comic books, and so he had creativity. So the reason why people liked him is because he looked a little different with the mask, and on top of that, he had creativity, like his shit when he would like create it with the green ring.
No, it's a fact.
That's how he got famous. Jon Stewart came after. I don't know if he came after or before.
No, Jon Stewart is a product of what Harley Quinn is.
No. He was in the comic books first.
Harley Quinn in for that.
No, Harley Quinn was in the cartoon before the comics. Jon Stewart was in the comics before. Yeah, yeah, because I think he came out more in the 70s, so he might have been the second one, and then Kyle Rayner was the third. Because he came out in the 70s because that's when Luke Cage came out, because it was the whole like black exploitation shit, and they were like, "Oh, we got black customers
which
now."
I love.
Because 60s was super racist.
Superheroes, because they had some great ones.
And I think that's where that came from. And I'm not 100% correct. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it was Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, then Kyle Rayner. But then Jon Stewart became famous
because Hal Jordan, the way they did it was Hal Jordan was
number one.
And he is. Jon Stewart was number 2.
Well, I think that's how it is in the comic book. But Jon Stewart really, and I'm going to say this, and it's not a racist thing, he really didn't become famous until the cartoon.
No, the cartoon made him more popular
because
famous.
And he was a good character.
Characteristics to him.
Yeah. So it was just kind of like, no, that's great. And you got to think about it too. He was the token black guy at the group. Because I know in this movie, when you watch Martian Manhunter, and he's portrayed as a black guy in the comic books, I think he's actually portrayed as a white guy.
Does he portray?
Yeah, he's like a detective white guy. No, like a detective white guy. So it's kind of like, that's why I made the joke of like they're gonna have 3 black people because they needed Cyborg.
That's the thing, like, because let's go into Jon Stewart. You know, I'm not Jon Stewart.
Cyborg?
No, Martian Manhunter.
Oh, okay.
because John Stewart being the Green Lantern, even if in this movie we would have seen a John Stewart scene, let's say like after that bullshit Green Lantern guy died and the ring flew
Flew away.
to him, it would have been a cool pop. But once you've seen John Jones, Martian Manhunter, whatever you want to
That
call
was
him,
such a good pop. God damn it.
go right. If we would have got that scene right after seeing like, oh shit, it went to John Stewart and he got the ring, and then you would have been like, oh shit, she was talking to fucking Manhunter. That is still bigger.
Yeah.
I understand it. That is still bigger
Yeah.
because of character power, character potential,
Yeah.
and understanding of who this character is.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking as a non-super comic book nerd. He's more the comic book nerd. I'm more of the anime nerd of it. I grew up on it. I understand this. This is the guy, and I'm speaking for my cartoon character fans that I'm saying this. He quit the Justice League. He left.
hmm
You know why that last season episode, the second to last,
When
or
he was an
third,
old white guy with the
Yeah.
old white woman.
it
and
was
it's just
so
like, I gotta
epic
do
is
this.
because they're like, no, you can't fight and da da da. And he's just like, nah, I'm with ya. He didn't even tell them that he was who he was.
Yeah.
He just went off, and it was one of the most epic
Well,
shits ever.
See, this is
He
why
is one of the best characters,
he's
potential wise, that you could fucking have, and you gotta accept it.
yeah.
And that's it.
And for people, I'm gonna relate it to this. He's the vision of DC,
Definitely.
but he has more powers. So
Definitely.
he's super strong. He's super fast. He has telepathic powers. He could shapeshift. The only downfall about his whole character is that his weakness is fire. So it's just like, I got a fucking
I mean,
match. They'd be like, oh God, Jesus.
You can say it's his weakness, but at the same time, it's like it's an earth element. Like, how many
he's a
people got
Martian.
fired?
He's from Mars.
Yeah.
So anyway, so let's go into the scene where they break down a little bit. This is a whole new scene that's added in the movie that's not in the original Justice League, and it's with the Flash. So
Are we gonna break down that bullshit scene?
all right, so one, I gotta say,
See this?
oh
This leg.
there, yeah, that's a flashlight.
That's a flashlight.
But
That
the
one
problem
leg
is,
could have made everything until you started running like this.
yeah. So the problem with this, right? I have a problem with with certain things with this, right? Flash, I don't mind the actor because I've seen him I watch movies, he doesn't. So I was just like, he's not a bad actor, but it was just like,
He sucks.
you didn't portray the character of Flash right at all. Like, I'd rather have seen more of an egotistical, not even ladies man, because I don't think he's a ladies man, but he's not dumb. He's not socially awkward. He's not this, he's not that. He's just the jokey character. But you made him a socially awkward character that you tried to push jokes on, and then on top of that, again, slow motion fast scenes. I hate it. Like, I'll say for that scene, so he goes and he's trying to find a job, and he goes into and I don't know why this was prevalent, but he goes into like a dog poundish kind of thing where they breed dogs or they sell dogs, and he was trying to throw his resume in there. He sees a black girl that's coming out that's really cute, because I've seen her in a couple of movies too. She's really cute, and it was supposed to be what's his girlfriend in the comic books name?
I can't remember her name.
It's supposed to be the girl that's in the show, whatever her name was supposed to be. And what he does is, she's about to get into a car accident. He sees it again, slow motion. He sees like, oh, this Mack truck is gonna hit her and she's probably gonna die. So I have to use my super speed to save her. Fine. So instead of, again, using super speed, instead of opening the door that he just came from, he uses a finger to weirdly bend the glass until it breaks, runs through the glass door, slowly saves her, saves a hot dog in the meantime for the dog. Like, it's a stupid little joke for the dogs and shit. And then saves her. She sees it. Like, he does this whole little smirk, like, hey, he saved you. Meanwhile, the car's flipping in the background. You don't know if anybody else got injured or died. He doesn't care about the Mack truck driver that almost killed her. And he could have died. Doesn't fucking matter. He goes back into the dog shelter pound thing, whatever the fuck. And he goes like, oh, look, the dogs love me because I bring a fucking hot dog. And it was supposed to be like, if you look at that and it was like, that's supposed to be a funny scene. That's dumb. That's dumb. Like, what you should have done is, again, if that was a real character, like if you're, again, the reason why I like watching movies is because of character shit. So when you bring a character in like that, and then you're just like, that's supposed to be his scene, like that's his scene to show out, like, okay, he turns, he rips open his sneakers, he breaks a glass door instead of just opening it, instead of ruining this woman's fucking business door, and then goes back in like nothing ever happened. Like, obviously you ran out and then ran back in, and now you're with the dog, so everyone knows that you have superpowers. And this whole concept of, especially DC characters, is supposed to be like, just, we have secret identities for a reason. That's why we wear masks, Batman and Flash and whatever, like Superman with the glasses. Yet you don't give a fuck who sees you using your fucking powers. So, and that's another thing, is just kind of like, you're not making any sense. And this is a big hiccup that I have with the DC universe, or with the movies. You're not consistent. You're not consistent. And when you do shit like that, you're not being consistent to why make any of them wear a mask then? Everyone knows the whole movie, Ben Affleck didn't wear a fucking mask. Really. He hardly wore a mask. Everyone knew he was Bruce Wayne. He should have wore the mask the whole fucking movie. No one should know he was Bruce Wayne, but everyone knows he's Bruce Wayne. So what's the purpose of a secret identity then? Just fucking show your face. You're Batman. Bruce Wayne Batman. Like, inconsistent. The reason how Marvel did it right was that they tried to play that with Iron Man. And again, this is why Marvel's great. What did Iron Man say? I am Iron Man. Right at the beginning. I am Iron Man. So I'm the guy. Who's fucking Captain America? Steve Rogers, because we have history and notes on it and all that shit. And then the reason why Ant-Man uses a fucking mask is because he communicates. Like, everyone has a reason why they have a mask in fucking Marvel. This one is just like, you don't need a mask, Batman. Everyone knows you're fucking Bruce Wayne.
Pretty much.
Why you wear a crown, fucking Wonder Woman? Why do you fucking wear, the only thing that I felt like they were consistent was like, we can't tell everyone Clark Kent is fucking Superman. That's the only thing. And
Which was
glasses.
stupid.
Which is stupid because it's
stupid.
glasses.
Yeah.
It's glasses. But again, that was the scene of Flash, where it was just like, that could have all been cut out. We didn't need that scene. What was the purpose of that? You know what I'm saying? So what's the purpose of that scene? It was just like, because you saved the woman that might be in his movie.
They were building up, and they didn't realize they were building up.
Yeah.
Because you to save everything like that in that way, it's more or less one of those where it's just, you're doing less for more.
Yeah.
And you're doing it later in the movie.
Yeah. So I feel like there's a lot of that in the movie where you don't need it. Like, before I watched this movie, I heard someone say something about like, oh, they bring out Cyborg more. So you have this scene with Cyborg where it's just like, yeah, you see that he plays football, He's in the car with his mom. He gets into the accident with his mom, which makes him lose his whole body.
Mhm.
Where it's just like, all right. Then you get a scene much later in the movie where they're just like, "Who the fuck are you? You could be working with them." I was like, "That's the scene. You should have went back and told the story. Like, why are you going to tell a story and then you kind of like like his whole thing was it's a long story. I don't know if you want to hear it." And then it was just like you're kind of reiterating the same thing. Like that scene, you could have been like, "This is what happened to me," and then you'll be like, all right, I get it now." But again, there was a lot of scenes in this movie you could have cut down. You could have cut down an hour of this movie with the slow motion and then the singing. Singing got to stop. Stop with the score. It's not 300 no more. It's not 3. We don't need the
But that was all right because we didn't already get to it because we've been rambling. We've been talking about a lot of random shit because this movie was good. If I wanted to give it anything, I would say
It was good. It was good.
it's a 7.5, maybe an 8. It was decent. It's something.
I'll give
It's
it a
more.
7.
It's a more tolerable movie of what it was.
Oh yeah. If you're gonna compare it to the original,
You want to watch 4
definitely
hours
wins.
worth of fucking cinematic film? Sure, go right ahead.
yeah.
But that's the only way you're gonna get a good movie.
Yeah. And that's the unfortunate part because I never complained about that shit.
Mm.
Because I was just like, yo, you could throw a 4-hour Marvel movie at me, but if you really think about it, it's like, all right, you want to come home and you just want to watch a movie real quick and then rewatch it. Like right now, or not now.
I wouldn't watch
but-
it now. I wouldn't watch it tomorrow.
yeah,
Actually, I would
like,
watch it tomorrow to kill time.
I would
depending on
need
what
a
I'm
whole
doing.
day that I can't do something to watch that movie again. And I would watch the movie again, but
I mean,
I
I'm
would
gonna be
either
lonely for like 2 months, probably.
yeah,
Fucking basic bitch shit.
yeah.
So I will watch it again, probably
Yeah.
within like the next
Yeah.
8 weeks.
And again, overall, and I don't know how long we've been doing this shit, but our real thing is it's a good movie. It's a good movie with a lot of flaws. That's the only thing.
It was enjoyable more than
Yeah.
the last one.
Oh yeah.
So, and
Well, I would say because what was the other?
Dark Side is the only shit that pissed me off.
I want to say
Steppenwolf, I thought was
they made Steppenwolf
lot
way
better.
better. They made Dark Side weak.
Obviously, I could get to. All right, one, I know I didn't have my flash shirt on because I didn't want to do it when I was shitting on the flash.
And why do you make Flash run like this? Who
Everything about
runs
that
like, what
character,
the
that
fuck?
actor, I know my boy here said he's seen him in other shit. I think the only other shit I seen him in was not locked up, Trainwreck with Amy Schumer.
Oh yeah, he was the weird young
With
kid.
his weird fucking
Yeah.
lips and his weird fucking face and his weird fucking
Mhm.
everything. That kid can't act for shit because obviously he hasn't been in shit since.
Nah, he does. He did nothing but independent shit for
He
I
sucks,
think forever.
but he sucks. He hands down sucks. I'm sorry. Until you give me something,
All right,
else
I'll
that
give you.
matters,
I'll
he
give you movies
sucks.
where he's in that I saw that he's not bad.
And
I'm not saying he's the greatest
I would still
actor.
probably say he sucks.
He probably would because you don't like movies, but I don't
But
think he's the worst actor.
He
but-
doesn't do nothing for movies.
Oh no! Well, in this movie, we're talking about this movie right now. No, he didn't do shit.
And this is the biggest movie that he could have did
Cyborg
something for.
Cyborg didn't
Can
do
you
nothing.
agree with that?
Yeah.
As an aspect.
Oh yeah.
Out of all the movies that he's ever done, is
This one
not
was
the
his biggest.
movie?
Yeah. Yep. This is his biggest movie, and his character was shit. And the same thing with Cyborg.
I just want to talk fast, and I just want to be this Cyborg. I want to go in on him,
Do it. Go in.
but I want to make sure I know my details completely. But he called everything racist. He blamed everything on
No, that was the original movie.
WB race. Maybe it was the
Oh,
original.
you're talking about actual real life.
He called
might have. He might have.
everything fucking racist.
He might have.
And
I'm not sure.
I watch DC fans and Zack Snyder fans and people back him
yeah.
later on, and
I
they
think he was-
turned on him recently, where
Okay.
they were like, yeah, obviously he's gonna say he likes the movie, or obviously he's gonna say this and that and the third. and it's because of the fact that he's in the movie.
Yeah. See, I think
His character didn't do shit in that movie.
no, like they again, it's extra scenes with his character, and they built out a little bit, but it's one of those things like you could have trimmed it. Like when you're watching it, it's like, okay, this is good. You fucked up. This was good. And it was just like I don't want to watch a movie where it's like emotions are like this, where it's kind of like stocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't want to go up and down. Where it's just like, no, that was a good idea. That was really fucking good. Why the fuck did you do that? You ruined that what you just did. Oh, okay, no, this brings it back. What the fuck happened here? I felt like watching this movie, it was a lot of that. Like everything they did, I was like, that was cool. That was cool. What the fuck? What the fuck did you just, why'd you do that? You could have cut that part out and that's it. You could have been like, bump, bump, boom. This is what happened. That. But I think everyone just wanted to see everything this guy did that they want to blame Joss Whedon. Should I get into Joss Whedon real quick?
You can, right be-
I
Let's
gotta say
end
this.
this with the Josh Whedon praise / hilarious.
Yes.
Of it.
So I got to say this. Well, I'm gonna bring this. Yeah, I'll bring because I think we've been rambling, and this motherfucker's about to pass out.
We've been
So-
rambling. I'm not passing out. I just want to spew hate.
So
honestly.
basically the movie was better than the original, but it wasn't fantastic. It had two pops for me. Two pops where I was like nerd excited, like holy fuck. And we had talked about those two already. That's it. Everything else is like I could have done without this and this and this and this. But let's talk about the Joss Whedon thing. Now, for those who don't know, the original Justice League, unfortunately, and we paid respects to this before when we talked about it, Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide and he had to leave the project. But he filmed like 80% of the movie, apparently.
He did almost 85% to
Warner Brothers bring in Joss Whedon because they were like, hey, you're doing a fucking fantastic job with Marvel.
Yes.
So can you please help us with this situation? So that's what the whole recuts was. And it's a fact. Yeah. The Superman weird lip thing, that was all Joss Whedon. A lot of the bad shit, the 2-hour not making sense movie. So the reason why I'm laughing, everyone was just like, oh, Joss Whedon ruined the movie. So I was like, maybe the movie was just bad and he was just doing what he had to do with. Like, how can you say to Joss Whedon, oh, he made a bad movie, but 11 years straight, I was going to movie theaters. Every time a Marvel movie came out, I was the first, the night before it came out, 12 o'clock showing for 11 years in the theater. He fucking set that up. Now I think he was trying to sabotage DC. Like, I agree with all you conspiracy theorists. I think he sabotaged the fuck out of DC because I was just like, you know what the fuck you were doing. And then to make Justice League and be like, fuck all his shit. I'm going to remake his movie to my liking. It doesn't make any sense. Shitty CGI, all that shit. All I got to say is Excelsior, motherfucker. I'm a Marvel fan for life. So if you're going to sabotage the competition, I got to give you props because that was a hard sabotage.
I don't think it was sabotaging it, but it definitely did come off like that after watching this movie.
After watching this, it was just like I kind of feel like it was just like fuck you.
But
I'm coming up with
nah,
I'm trying to make an Infinity War, nigga. You ain't surpassing my Infinity War. 10 years in
you
the
ain't surpassing
making.
Infinity War. You ain't surpassing good pussy. It's one of those things where it's a breakdown of that real shit. Where at the end of the day, 10-year build up. If the first time you fuck a bitch in 10 years, first time you fuck a bitch in 2 years or 1 year, everything is better than the build with the build. when you get something within 6 to 8 months,
So you're saying that Joss Whedon was like cock teasing us,
he was cock teasing the shit
and
out
then
of
we
us.
we got the pussy at Infinity War.
We
We're
got
just like,
early
oh,
pussy.
oh,
Early pussy.
And then Endgame was a little bit
Early
worse,
pussy.
and then it was
You
just
are
like, nah, it was
C.I.
good.
Bayshore Brentwood pussy. You are the basic shit. Everything that every nigga fucking ever hit. And if you want, I want beef for every fucking bitch.
All right, we're gonna go into.
And I'm just talking shit now.
Yeah, we're
But
gonna go
on
into
some real shit. Nah, I'm
a
gonna just say
relationship
like
podcast shit eventually. But yeah, he's just getting on his rant. But
I'm
what?
just ranting.
But the fact of the matter is, I honestly think Joss Whedon really did sabotage.
Nah, he
And then
sabotaged the
he-
shit out this movie.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna go home, my drunk ass, eating a fucking a Whopper, because that's the only thing I can get
and
right
then
now.
watch
is a
Infinity
Whopper.
War.
And I might, yeah, I'm most likely gonna end up watching Infinity War, and I'm once it gets to
3
fucking
o'clock.
Banner falling through the building
Oh,
of
God.
Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
and he's like, Thanos is coming. I'm gonna fast forward right to fucking Iron Man. Like, ding, ding.
How are you gonna fast forward? You don't like the Emily Mall fight when he's just like, I'm gonna.
No, that's why I'm fast forwarding too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm fast forwarding to all the action scenes.
Okay, because
I'm
right
gonna be
after that it
semi-fucked
goes
up.
into the
And
Guardians, and then
you're
it goes
gonna
back
see
to them.
all of this, and most likely this weekend we're gonna still have this. It depends on my allowance of leaving Long Island.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but overall,
I'm just talking shit.
yeah.
I'm just out here.
Overall, good movie, not fantastic movie, not how many years has it been?
Out of 4 to 5 years,
4 to
because it
5
came
years.
out 2017.
I'll say this, right?
Yeah.
I'm a movie watcher, and we were talking about this today. We're gonna break down Watchmen because again, that's a Zack Snyder movie that should have got way more praise than it
Apparently.
got.
Apparently.
And that's one of the most comic book accurate movies ever. And people didn't like it because the big blue guy was naked with his dick hanging out. So everyone just got homophobic and was like, I'm not gonna watch a movie with a guy's dick that's out.
Just thinking that nigga's just walking around like,
it's in the comic
I'm
book.
Mr. Manhattan.
Yeah. But if
nigga, Manhattan must have, you could pay fucking 25 cents to jerk your dick off to watch a bitch.
But it wasn't about that. It wasn't about sex to him. He was a god at that point. Nothing made like this is why you got to read the comic book. And it made sense in the movie.
Nah, I know.
He surpassed humanism.
I'm just out here being angry.
So it was just
angry as fuck about everything.
The only reason why I'm saying this, right, breaking down Watchmen for a second, is because this is the same time like fucking Sin City came out, and then before these motherfuckers, and I say these because we're gonna talk about the fucking Beast Titan eventually, that is our friend that everyone made fun of me because I like these movies.
I'm definitely gonna break down.
And then
Attack
now
on
everyone
Titan
loves these
within
movies.
like a week or two.
And then now look at what we're talking about. We're talking about Justice League. We're talking about WandaVision. And we're gonna be talking about.
I was always there. I had proof.
He was just scared.
I was always there because I watched the original Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, and the original X-Men. I got my. Let me not, because I could go very X-rated. What happened that night?
Yeah, don't. Listen, we're gonna have a relationship podcast eventually, and I'm gonna get you on your He-Man woman hater.
I don't hate women. I love you. I love women,
and that's the problem.
I love women,
but anyway,
I love the wrong ones. Apparently,
we all do. But anyway, fact of the matter is, movie was good, better than the original. Not 4 years worth of wait. I do hope that they keep going, even though Wonder Woman 84 sucked dick.
It sucked compared to Wonder
Woman.
Yeah.
And I think their next movie is supposed to be Flash, and I hate the Flash character. So we'll see how it goes. But the fact of the matter is, Marvel's does it better. Excelsior, Joss Whedon. I'm on your side the whole time.
Joss Whedon, I'm gonna defend you.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder, make another movie that's not fucking slow motion.
How about this? Zack Snyder, since they fired you, come to Marvel, make a great epic movie.
He would never do it because
no. Under the fucking
Gunn
guidance.
went to
under the guidance of Joss Whedon. Yeah, James Gunn went over there. You know why? Sabotage, motherfucker. Sabotage,
I
mother.
don't say that because I really want Suicide Squad to be good.
I want all the movies to be good, but
Yeah.
if they do sabotage it, I can't.
I really don't hate John Cena as an actor. John
I
Cena,
don't- I
having
don't-
his whole shit would be pretty
Guess
cool.
what? I don't care about John Cena. Why are you getting up? We're not done yet. Wait till you're gonna take out my snake. It's gonna bite you because it's hungry. I can't wait. So anyway, we're gonna close this out before this motherfucker has to go to hospital, and this is gonna be fuck. Don't close it on her fucking head, please. All right, leaving. Peace. Have a good one. Like, subscribe, follow, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all that
Nah,
shit.
we all good.
Yeah. Fuck that.
2 weeks from now, well, not technically 2 weeks from now.
Next
But
month, West
next
Romania.
week, we're gonna have NXT. But yeah, in 2 weeks, we're gonna break down NXT, WrestleMania, all that shit. We're gonna get very legit.
Mortal Kombat
wrestling
movie and
breakdown.
Falcon's Winter
Mortal
Soldier.
Kombat movie comes out April 16th or April 8th, whatever it is, in 2 weeks.
No, March 31st.
March 31st. I'm fucking drunk.
And Falcon Winter Soldier Saturday. So
And that's
follow, like,
tomorrow,
subscribe.
Saturday.
This motherfucker is drunk as a motherfucker.
I just want to fight.
Peace.
I'm going to find somebody to punch in the face.
Hold on, do it again.